Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
From the Strip in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pub Crawl, where each week we struggle to recall our adventures in and around Las Vegas, giving a unique perspective on the best places to tear it up in the entertainment capital of the world. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Alicia and David.
Hey there, and welcome to Pub Crawl, the best source of Vegasy drinking goodness. I'm Alicia.
I'm David, and this week we got some exercise.
Oh, we did.
I can't believe what we did this week. And
My feet
and you're going to hear
are
about
sore.
it. And I think it's one of the more responsible things we've done since we've been here.
Okay, I don't know about that.
Well, all right, but you'll know what you'll see. I mean, it's responsible for us.
Okay.
Right, but.
All right, well, anyway.
Get to your
Welcome to the live studio audience. Welcome, as always, live chat room.
And if you'd like to get a hold of us, we are pubcrawl at vegasvideonetwork.com. That's pubcrawl at vegasvideonetwork.com. We're on Twitter. We are Trek Vegas, and the network is Vegas Video Network. iTunes is really important. You can put reviews. You can subscribe to us, video and audio. YouTube. All the kids like YouTube.
They do. It's quite popular.
You know what I do on YouTube now? When I'm at lunch, I just watch YouTube videos.
Just at lunch?
Yeah, well, because you can't watch YouTube while you're working, but you can watch it while you're at lunch. So I just put on like some kind of YouTube video.
Sweet. Put on Pub Crawl.
How do you know I don't? Also, Roku. KSHP, 1400 AM here in Las Vegas every Saturday afternoon.
There we go.
So there. We covered it all because I got to get to something this is going to be a big experiment right here.
Looks pretty interesting. I think we get to it.
Let's wing it.
Cocktail of the week.
Cocktail of the week. I don't even know what this is called.
I've never heard of it before.
It's funny. I checked. It's on dozens of websites.
It's called a nooner maker.
A nooner maker. I don't know what that means.
Or maybe it's a no-oneer maker.
No.
I can't tell. No, it's a N-O-O-N-E maker.
But there's an R in there.
A nooner maker?
It's got to be nooner because the R would be. It's a nooner maker. Maybe.
I don't know. Nooner maker.
I was looking for an excuse to get some pineapple into my system. So here we go.
Well,
it's very pineapple-y.
So you're gonna make.
Wait a minute! I got to get my tools ready.
I think you're gonna have to do one at a time.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
That's sticky.
10 ounces of drink.
10 ounces?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, it is. Maybe it's a punch. You know what I mean? I didn't 3, 6. Wow.
Well, I guess you could.
Let's make one. That's nutty. I didn't even notice. 3 ounces. All right.
Okay.
Let's make one.
So you're making one. Okay, so 3 ounces of pineapple rum.
3 ounces of pineapple rum. This is why I found the drink, because I was like, well, that's 1.5, isn't it? Yes. I need to get rid of this pineapple rum.
Get rid of it. In my belly.
Yeah, I know where to get rid of it.
All right. Belly. 3 ounces of cranberry juice.
Well, there comes the sugar. Equal parts cranberry and it's kind of reddish, you know what I'm saying? Not like pink. Anyway.
I don't know. It's like cranberry juice to me.
Right.
And 3 ounces of pineapple juice.
There's some more sugar. It's going to be kind of Mai Tai-ish, I think.
And then 1 ounce of triple sec.
Well, at least it's light on that.
Shake
Okay.
and pour into a highball glass.
Okay, we got rocks glasses because I couldn't find a highball glass out of all the glasses we have. All right. I don't have
any idea what's going to happen here. What? Ye of little faith.
It looked really full.
It is really full.
Shake, shake, shake.
Get my workout. All right. Remember, I knew how to do this. There it is. That's
a skill you're never gonna unlearn.
Once you know it.
That looks really good.
It looks frothy. Wow.
But that's supposed to be one drink, though.
Yeah, that can't be right. Well.
Yeah, because that's kind of like a little drink.
Well, it looks fantastic. That's right.
I'm a nooner maker.
Wow, that tastes. Why does it? There's no coconut. Why does that taste like pina colada? Does that not taste? You know why? Did I use coconut rum? Maybe. That's good though. It tastes like a pina colada.
So you can substitute coconut rum.
We'll call this a non-nooner maker.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, now.
That's really good though. I'd have another one of those.
Well, you could start making one right now because I'm just gonna
Fizz down that.
chug mine.
I like that. Tastes like a pina colada.
Okay, I've got a drunk term for this week. It's a booze compass. So that is the instinct that leads you home when you're blackout drunk.
Oh, really?
Is that a bad thing? Ooh.
We've used that in Mexico.
We have, walking.
Actually, we use it on vacation, and I don't know how we do it, whether it be New Orleans, Hawaii, Mexico, wherever it is. I don't know. I'm sure you must be very happy that I can do this. That we back in a room. It's like I'm not sure if it's down this street or the next, but we get home.
I'm happy that you can do that.
Always happy. But this is good for a non-nooner maker.
Well, it's a variation.
It is.
On nooner maker.
It's a deconstructed nooner maker. See, that makes it sound very high end. Let's call it deconstructed. In fact, there's a good tip. If you're at home and you're making some meal or whatever, you totally mess it up, and your loved one goes, "What are you doing?" It's deconstructed lasagna.
That's how I cook.
It's deconstructed. I'm high end. I can't help it. It's It's molecular gastronomy. For God's sake. Chat room question.
It's just Dustin. Dustin says
That's Dustin.
It's the cocoa nooner.
A cocoa nooner.
It's a cocoa nooner. That's good.
A cocoa. There it is. I like it. I'm gonna make another one. Wow.
Good.
But whilst I do, let's take a break. Come back with an actual adventure to end all adventures. Maybe not.
Oh, hi. I'm Kelly Clinton. That sucked. I wonder if Joan Rivers is watching.
Oh, please. Oh, my God. Who cares?
I don't have a different one. You know who watches this show? Wayne Newton.
You got that right, Kelly. I think you're absolutely beautiful and talented young lady. 5, 6, 9, 12. Talk a shit.
More camera time for me.
Hey, I wonder if Cher's watching.
Oh, please. I have so many other things to do. Woo!
Hi, I'm Kelly Clinton. I'm the host of Talk Tales, and you're watching the Vegas Video Network.
That was horrible.
I'm making another one. It's so good. It actually is so good. I'm thoroughly happy with this drink. So I'm
The cocoa nooner maker.
a cocoa nooner maker. Hey, be careful with what you're saying. I gotta before I get the adventure, I gotta just shake this up because it's so delectable. That way we have something to drink. Well, look at this. When have I ever?
You haven't.
Anyway, this week on our adventure, I was afraid a little bit earlier in the week that we didn't have anything to talk about. Then I realized we did the first annual pub crawl 2-mile beer marathon.
Excellent.
And we didn't plan it. What we did is this is just as it went down. It was a 3-day weekend. It was Labor Day. Monday,
A couple days ago.
I said something that you've never said, which is, I want Chinese food. You've never said that in your life. We don't eat a lot of Chinese food because someone doesn't like it very much.
Well,
But
I don't dislike it. I just would rather always have Mexican instead.
right, so I'm like,
Sorry.
I want Chinese food. But I don't want to spend a fortune on Chinese, so let's go to buffet, the Asian buffet.
Buffet at Asia.
So we go there, which means I had the meat sweats before I was even halfway done with my first plate. I really messed up because when I go to a buffet, I've got a rule. I'm gonna eat nothing but protein. I want to get my money's worth. It's only
it's only like what, $8.50 a person for lunch. It's so cheap.
So it's only $8, but I got every kind of like teriyaki chicken and orange chicken and the Mongolian beef and this
Korean barbecue.
Yeah, well, because then I went over and I never did this before. They have the Mongolian barbecue guy, but you can you pick out what you want to make it. So I did what they never do, which is just a plate of meat. There you go, with some mushrooms. That's just make that. So then I had 2 plates just mounded with meat. I'm like, all right,
a lot of meat.
I went a little too far.
I was pretty impressed.
So now it's like 1 in the afternoon, and I'm not feeling too good. Not feeling bad stomach-wise, but feeling bad mentally. Like I just ate 4,000 calories of Chinese food.
And you were sweating. It was the meat sweats.
Mm-hmm. So we need to do something about that. Let's take a walk. And we had done this already once this weekend, kind of inadvertently, but now let's do it on purpose. We've got a purpose. So we said I had bought a hat on Saturday at Chapeau. What's the hat called? Chapeau. It's called Chapeau. It's in Venetian.
It's a very cool hat store.
Okay, you know most
we
hat
always
stores.
go in there and just try hats on, and we
it's
never
a
buy
haberdashery,
anything.
by the way, for those who know the term. So
is the haberdashery a hat sales person or a hat maker? Because they're not the hat makers. They are the sellers of
it's a haberdashery. Anyway,
I don't know.
You know some hat stores you go in, and it's nothing but fedoras and like wizard hats and crazy Halloween stuff. This is actually real hats, like real hats you'd actually wear. They do have a lot of fedoras, but anyway, I want a new look. I want something that's going to be me. I was thinking like a bowler or some kind of a derby, something like that. Something to wear because I don't have to have my hair up all the time. I can just put it on. We go in there. This is Saturday. I buy a hat. I hated it. Monday, I go, let's bring this back. It gives us somewhere to go. I can return the hat, and they had that better hat that I wanted. So, but let's park way far away. As we said in a previous episode, park far, have an adventure on the way to where you're going. So we parked at the Pepper Mill.
Right by the studio
right
here.
across the street from here. So we were like basically walking from here all the way down there. So we parked at the Pepper Mill.
And our goal was
to Harris. Yeah. So we knew we were going to go quite a ways.
Quite the walk.
So we go to Pepper Mill. Now, Pepper Mill, if you don't know, is fantastic. They have the Fireside Lounges, which is where we usually go. In fact, we were there Friday night. Some of the best nachos I've ever seen. Maybe some of the biggest nachos I've ever seen. Chicken wings that are their food there is incredible. They're open 24 hours a day. It is the most Vegas-y little joint in the world. It's just you've heard of the Pepper Mill.
Good nuts.
Good nuts. Voted sexiest cocktail waitresses.
They were
by Las Vegas Magazine. Voted
really?
It was best cocktail waitresses by Las Vegas Magazine.
I wonder which year though, because they used to be.
Oh, yeah, 1964.
No, a couple years ago they imported them from prettier lands. Now they're not as good. They sit down like at the little stool next to you, like their boobs, and it's like they used to be really hot. Now they're like,
well, anyway,
hit or miss.
Maybe you've gotten picky. Anyway, so from there,
true, my taste have been a little bit refined.
From there, so it's like okay, we parked there. Now the problem is it was really hot, so we had to get to Encore, which is the first. But if you're heading,
and it was still the afternoon.
Oh, it's like noon, if that. So okay, we're heading now south on the Las Vegas Strip. We parked at Pepper Mill, crossed the street, went over by Tacos El Gordo, and
Tacos El Gordo is doing really well. Oh my God!
Packed, best tacos in town. We didn't need any food. That was for damn sure. So we had to get into Wynn as fast as we could. Encore actually. So we'd go to the side entrance to Encore, the main entrance, which I've never walked into before, where the valets pull up. I'm always shocked on how beautiful that is. If you guys know us, the first few times we went there, I was like, I don't get it. It's nice. I get it now. The more time you spend in there, the more you realize how incredibly awesome this place is. I will explain. The back hallways of this place, there's so many nooks and crannies in the whole Wynn Encore complex.
Yeah, we just like exploring, trying to sneak back in places we shouldn't be. You get to see some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, we do. So, we learned a lesson at the Star Trek convention this year, actually last year, and we took advantage of it this year, which is any casino that's got a sundry store, which they all do, sells wine, booze, and beer for a heck of a lot cheaper than the casino sells it. So now our new thing is, let's go into the sundry store, which is Sundry's at Encore.
We're doing a sundry crawl.
We were. We went into the sundry store at Encore. 2 Coors Lights was like $7.
Cheap.
That would be one on the casino floor, maybe not even one on the casino floor. So we got 2 Coors Lights. Like, hey, let's start walking. Walk around the back. Now we kind of have we go behind Lobby Bar, which is where Sundry's is. Lobby Bar is one of our favorite bars in Vegas. I'd put it in the top 5, easy. Lobby Bar at Encore. Right behind it's the Sundry store, though. $3 beers or $3.50, whatever they are. So we walked around, walked by that. What's that bar? I wrote it down. There's that bar that sold that vodka that was so incredible, and I thought I wrote that down, but maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, right there, the East Side Lounge that had that Oxley gin. Jacob was with
okay,
us.
remembered it, Oxley.
Yes, we went, and that's on the way out of Encore. We walked by that. We didn't stop there. I think that was a $20 martini I had. Or
it was so good though.
It was okay. This is what happens to us folks. We were at another bar. We met the Southern Wine and Spirits, somebody or other, whatever. They said, "Oh, we've got this new gin."
One of the reps, and he was just,
And it wasn't this one. It was a different one. And he's like, "It's really good." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." He goes, "But the best is this gin called Oxley. You can't get it anywhere in town except at Encore. They have it at." I'm like, "Really?" So Jay was with it. We went in there, and it was maybe the best gin I've ever had in my life. But it was like a $20 martini. But anyway, we didn't stop there. We just had a beer. Walked all through the Encore. The Encore pool was jumping. I'm noticing everybody looks like Jersey Shore now. I cannot believe the influence of Jersey Shore on people. Every guy had the hair, the faux hawk.
Wasn't that just your typical douchebag?
Well, yeah, but it's all Jersey Shore.
Yeah. But yes.
Jersey Shore, typical douchebag, same thing. They all look like that, though. It's really kind of with the glasses and the spiked hair and
their girlfriends, they all look the same.
But the girlfriends look a lot better, though.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't like Snooki or anything. They were all kind of hot. Anyway, let's go through. We walked all the way through that, go into the Wynn, which is such a nice walk to go down all the expensive shops, Chanel and Yves Saint Laurent and all those ones, whatever I can't say. Into into Wynn. About that time, need another beer. Now, we know what the Sundry's place is in Encore. It's right by La Rev, and where Garth Brooks sings. There's a Sundry store there. The only problem with that one is if you get fancy beer, they can't open it for you. You have to go into the little market little thing next door, and they have to open your beer for you.
Yeah.
Which means you have to wait in line to go to the counter to have. And we had a kind of a little nightmare there. But anyway, so we go to the Sundry store there.
But we actually had to go buy a church key for that.
We did. You're right. So, because hey, if you're
that was not cost effective because we should have had one already.
I know.
That was $8 for the beer and then $4 for a church key.
And since I found one, I have my Miller Lite one that we've had tons of these.
Oh, that was the one that was sitting on the dryer.
Yes, I found it since. Because we got it at some bar. It's like a promotional one.
It's been sitting out there.
It also opens cans. Like you put it underneath the lip and open the can.
Oh, so you can open your pork and beans.
And it's your pork and beans. If you're a hobo.
Which we actually saw one of the hobos on the bridges eating a can of pork and beans.
No, it was a chick eating a can of Hormel chili.
Oh.
And that's going to happen later in the story. But I'm glad you remind us talk about that.
Okay, if I remember.
Time traveling.
She was. Okay,
we'll get to that.
I better make a note. I'm going to write pork and beans because that's how I saw it.
All right.
Pork and beans.
So in Encore, we get another beer.
10 the Rabbits.
Which is pretty awesome. Now, Wynn. What you got to do when you go to Wynn, and I don't care who you are, do this. There's the aisle that leads to Encore. These are all heading east from the main casino. There's a second aisle that leads down to the convention space, and then there's one way in the corner that leads you back to the pool and more convention space and the fancy restaurants. Take that hallway. It does a big loop around the pool into maybe one of the most beautiful hallways I've ever seen in my life. It's like maybe a quarter-mile walk all the way around the pool, and all the convention spaces are all in these hallways. It's gorgeous. There's nobody back there, but Wynn put so much art and cool knickknacks and stuff in that hallway.
It's like relics, like crazy things back there. Really,
yeah, like
really
these big tables with like Ming vases and like African art and area rugs on the wall. I mean, it's crazy, beautiful art back there. It's just all sitting back there for the convention people. And there's no convention or wedding. No one's back there. Just walk it. We just got to get some exercise, do the butt walk, and go around. Beautiful. Come out of there, go through the mall. You asked about Restaurant Week, which it was what Restaurant Week, but the place you asked about Restaurant Week, it wasn't Restaurant Week.
No, they had Restaurant Week at one of the sandwich shops.
It's a long story. But we come out into the heat, up the escalator, over the bridge to Palazzo. Now, on the bridge to Palazzo, still heading south, we did see Kermit the Frog. The homeless are getting more clever. and there was a couple homeless people there with their little signs, and then there was a big Kermit the Frog sitting there that said it's not easy being green, and he had like pot things all over.
And he had his little tip jar was tip money for pot.
Yeah.
That was unique.
And Kermit the Frog was up. And it literally was a Kermit the Frog about that big. I don't know who was minding the Kermit the Frog. Going to Palazzo. We love Palazzo.
Should I remind you about the pork and beans or the Hormel chili now?
No, because we didn't see her till Harris. Okay. So we go into Palazzo. We did the whole mall of Palazzo. We just like ran around because believe it or not, I was kind of hungry when we walked in because Grimaldi's is now open, and that smell, that pizza hit me. Even though there's no way I was hungry. We just had Asian buffet, but funny enough about eating Asian food, I was hungry. So we walked the whole thing, went to my favorite coffee shop ever, Espresso Monte, in between the Palazzo and the Venetian. Got me a iced coffee that was just to die for. And then you got something fancy that was like $5. It
was just a coffee.
And then did a whole thing in there. Went up to the shops. Actually, we almost missed it. I forgot that I was carrying this bag with its hat around in it the whole time. Walking around the Venetian, having a great time. Like, oh, wait, I got to go upstairs and return my hat. Go up into the canals. Heard a guy sneeze. Like that. And so for the next hour and a half, I forgot a beer spot. On the way through to get my hat.
This became a joke to us all after.
Because we had another beer. Because we stopped at the Sundry's place at the Venetian and got another beer. It was right by the bourbon room, which is apparently going to be the rock and roll place, but kind of whatever yet.
There was a wedding in there. It looked like a rockin' wedding.
Yeah, it's yet to be seen if that place is going to be whatever. But so we got another beer at the Sundry's place. It's right across from Pinot, right there in the hallway leading into the Venetian Casino. So we got another beer there. It's a fancy restaurant right there next to Social House or Public House.
P-I-N-O-T.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot the T. I think I probably spelled it P-I-N-O.
Like a pinto bean.
Like a. So there's a Sundry place there. Got another beer, $3.50. Then went up to return the hat. As we're walking through the Venetian thing, we heard this guy. So Alicia, we had a couple beers. We thought that was the funniest thing ever.
Because it scared both of us. We're like,
yeah.
What was that?
He was like right behind us. So for like the next 3 hours.
So we'd randomly walk around and kind of recreate that for people around us.
So
we were dying.
I go into my hat store, and the girls who work in the hat store are cute and nice and fun and great. I told them I had to return this hat because it drove all the ladies crazy, and I can't have that. I need something uglier. So I got this big scarf thing that holds my dreads up. And so then we couldn't help ourselves because we've been walking for so long. We'd literally been walking for an hour now. We had to go, I didn't even write it down, but we had to go to Cananita.
Cananita happy hour.
Best happy hour. We talk about it all the time. It's Cananita. It's in the Venetian canal shops.
Cananita Taqueria.
Yes, and it's amazing. The drinks are cheap.
Bartenders there they're so much fun. It's awesome.
The drinks are cheap. The $5 Modelo's, $5 house margaritas. You got a Mai Tai that was insanely good. because no offense to the guy that made the drink, but you know those little pour things that go on the bottle, you know, the little spout.
A little 1.5 ounce.
So he's
measure
over.
thing.
No one notices this. I could see him making the drink.
I wasn't paying attention.
I
at all.
wasn't watching him make the drink, but he had the pirate rum, Pyrat, pirate rum. Yep. So he had to put the juice in, and he went to go pour that in, and the whole thing came off, and it just dumped the whole bottle into the glass. And he like, and turned around to me, and I went, oh no, that's good. He's like, really? I'm like, oh yeah.
And it was a really good Mai Tai.
Oddly enough, it was the best Mai Tai ever. Because it was just
good.
a glass of pirate rum. But he like, it was funny. It wasn't that
It tasted good.
It was fantastic. They have great guacamole, great chips, salsa. We didn't eat, but we just had a couple drinks. Plus, we knew where we were going. So I wanted to get a little buzz going. So.
Yeah, in case we had to high kick somebody.
Yeah. So now we got our drinks. Now we're going to head over into Harrah's, which now we got to go outside. Those moving escalator things, which we avoid. We go out on the street to just avoid those whole things. I don't like that by Madame Tussauds. And then go by Sephora.
I don't mind those as long as I'm wearing like some kind of flat shoe. Wearing high heels.
There are people mover thing that goes up and down.
Going up and down that thing, you're like, whoa, I'm gonna fall. It's kind of treacherous.
Yeah, they're a little odd.
I'm afraid of them.
And we did find another spiral escalator in Las Vegas. Parasol up and down. But it's real small. If it goes parasol up and down, still haven't seen the face in the water. We tried to, we actually went in there.
I think the face only comes out at night.
I don't know. We were in there. We stood there for 20 minutes and went, I'm not waiting. So we get into Harrah's, which we haven't been in a long time. We went into, from the north side, went through like the party bar, the party pit, and all that. Went to the piano bar, which used to just have the dueling pianos. And I got to say, I think I've said this on the show before, I'm sick to death of dueling pianos. I really am. It's not, they don't need to be in every bar, people. They could be in just a few. These girls might be great, but...
They're twins.
Well, it's already getting
better.
better.
And they're blonde.
It's getting better.
And young.
All right, then forget it. These guys are awesome. But no,
but we didn't go to see them. We just were
Big
walking
Elvis.
by.
Yeah, but Big Elvis moved there.
And we heard an angelic voice coming from the lounge.
Yes, Big Elvis has moved from Bill's Gambling
And
Hall.
I have never ever seen him before. I've been wanting to go, but he only plays in the afternoons.
Right.
Normally, and so
it was a Monday afternoon.
I know.
We happened
to
have
it
it
off. And he is fine. He's good.
He's incredible. I didn't realize how good he was. And I also didn't realize his assistant guy is incredible, too. He does, like, the non-Elvis songs. Like, he'll do Roy Orbison, Bobby Darin. He'll do all the kind of more Vegas-y stuff, and then he'll throw it back to Big Elvis. No, he plays it completely straight.
Right.
Completely straight. And I didn't realize when they say Big Elvis, they mean Big Elvis.
I've seen pictures before, so I knew how big he was.
He doesn't stand up.
He can stand up for a second. He's got a cane.
Yeah, but he's that kind of big. But he not only does he good.
He's not medium Elvis.
No.
Big Elvis.
No, he's not. No.
Medium Elvis.
He's supersized. Not only does he have an incredible voice, he sounds just like Elvis Presley. And you know what the funny thing, when you're that good at Elvis, though, I got to say, the only disappointment with that is when he does the rock songs, it kind of goes, eh. But when he does the love songs, you almost like start to tear up. He does like some of the big love songs. Yeah, and you're like, oh, you like start to tear up. Then he does Jailhouse Rock, and it's like, whatever. I mean, it's good, but it's like, we're to the party. It's like, whatever. Anyway, he was really good.
I thought it was great.
The problem was, we're watching him, and he goes, all right, well, it's 4 o'clock. I remember him saying it was 4 o'clock.
I need a 45-minute break.
No, he said, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back at 5. 5? Dude, what kind of schedule are you on? That's an hour break? Oh, well.
But then he just got up and kind of walked over to a booth right there. He didn't even leave the room. I don't know.
I was like, well.
Can't go too far.
I know. Well, but he'll let you take pictures and stuff. He was great. So then what we came to kind of do was go to Carnival Court, which a couple reasons we wanted to go to Carnival Court. A lot of our friends that used to work at Toby Keith's Bar and Grill now work down there. Mm-hmm. But we've been avoiding it because my ex dirtbag band now plays down there on Sundays and Mondays. So I really didn't want to see those jerks. So I was like, well, I've been avoiding the plays, at least on Sundays and Mondays, but I've been missing seeing my friends that work at the bar. So we go down there. Luckily, the band is not very good. So I was like, okay, well, I feel better about this. Because, man, look at them.
It's lost a couple members.
Yeah, well, I'm not the only one that's not in the band anymore. There's a couple guys that aren't in the band, and it's just not. The musicianship's fine, I guess. Anyway, so they're up there choking, and we're like, well, heck, this is cool. Let's have some beers. So, and our friends that were working there are like, hey, oh my God, we have CD Forever. Like, yeah, well, their bags are playing. We don't want to see them. Anyway, oh, whatever, have some beers. Woo, free shots. And they gave us something with Red Bull in it, which came back to haunt me at about 3 in the morning.
I don't know. Might have been your meat.
Yeah, maybe it was the meat. I don't know.
It was your meat sweats coming.
And then another bartender friend of ours from Paris showed up, and she was great. We all had a great time. We're actually sitting around having a great time. Then the band stopped, and then we all had a really good time because the DJ came on, which is way better. And then we went back in, so Big Elvis again, because now it was back to like Big Elvis was on. It was so we were having a great time. Sun's got to get, but like now we're feeling a little, hey, but we got to walk all the way back to Peppermill. They kind of bit us in the butt now, right? Because it was like, okay, we did this big adventure to get here. I'm like,
now we're finally sitting there happy at we thought our final spot, right?
And I did this. I went, we should get a cab back. And you went, no. And I'm like, oh, I'm just kidding. I wasn't kidding. But if you do it in that kind of, oh man, wouldn't it be funny if we just got a cab? You're like,
nope.
No.
Walking.
All right, so we did a quick walk through Imperial Palace because we haven't seen it since the remodel has started.
It's different.
It's very different. They took out the gate, one of the bars. They're making it better. But now here's what happened.
Oh, you showed me a spot I've never seen before.
Where was that?
In Imperial Palace. Upstairs.
Oh, Imperial Palace. Oh, the sports book. Actually, it's the sports book at Imperial Palace. And there's one level above it that's got the...
There's a bar up there.
There's
and
a pizza place, a Chinese or an Asian, like Japanese
restaurants.
place. And a Mexican restaurant, quesadillas. And it's really cool
and
up there.
And the steak place too, right?
Yeah, and the steak place. Are all up there. And no one's there, but it's killer up there. Anyway.
I've never been up there before.
Here's what happened. Walking out of there, we saw a crazy homeless lady. Remember? And she's like, got a cigarette? Oops, sorry. Got a cigarette? Oops, sorry. Remember? She was weird, right? And well, she was a bean eating later.
Yeah. But
so she was walking in front of us, kind of not right. I don't know if she was wearing. I don't know if she was actually wearing a hospital gown, but I had the mental image of her in a hospital gown, so I think she should be in a hospital gown. A little nutty. And she was asking someone for a cigarette, and they said, "I don't smoke." She said, "Oh, sorry." And we were walking behind her, and then.
What was her beer? Steel Reserve?
It was Steel Reserve. She was drinking malt liquor.
The woman's drinking malt liquor.
Yep.
Awesome.
Classy. So that was walking around by Carnival Court. Now, I like what they've done around Carnival Court. They got rid of all those little stands that have like the
T-shirt and like the video thing.
Yeah, the video. Oh, they got rid of all that, which is good. Yeah.
For now. There's no room.
Right. So we saw the lady. She's walking. And we walked back in, saw Metal Elvis. Metal Elvis. We did see Metal Elvis on Friday, but that's a whole different thing.
Big Elvis.
The Metal King. Can't call him Elvis. Anyway, Big Elvis. Which, how can he get away with calling himself Big Elvis?
I don't know.
Where's the Presley Foundation? That's a good point. Metal Elvis can't call himself Metal Elvis anymore, but Big Elvis can call himself Big Elvis?
He should be the Big King.
Oh, maybe he did.
Maybe he asked.
Grandfathered in, maybe.
I don't know.
Memphis Mafia, maybe likes him. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, so now we got to trek back. So now we're not so, there's not so much spring in our step. Now we're kind of moping through Harrah's. Oh, Harrah's. And oh, Venetian. And then outside of, we go up to Venetian. We don't even go in the Venetian. We're like on a beeline now. Then you know you mean business when you don't go up and through the air conditioning. You stay on the sidewalk and just do the whole thing.
You just hoof it. Go.
So we're walking, like this is an hour later, we saw the lady. Have a cigarette? Sorry. We saw her again, right? And then the weirdest thing is she was eating a can of hormel chili, or beans as you saw them. But they were hormel chili with beans. So we're both right. And she was eating a can of beans, which is a very hobo-ish thing to do. Then, by the time we got in front of Palazzo, in front of the Emeralds, the Emerald Lagasse Stadium there, she was there again. Yeah, like crazy.
Yeah, it was weird.
And it was her again.
Maybe it was her twin or her triple.
Oh, she's time traveling. Yeah, it's like 12 Monkeys. She's not homeless. She's like just from a different time. So
look out for this chili woman.
Yes.
She'll want to buy a cigarette, and she'll be carrying a Steel Reserve beer.
Right, and some Hormel chili. So then we went back, and we actually did nothing grand on the way back, except I don't remember the trip from Wynn to Peppermill. We were totally sober at this point, but that was just one of those head down. just get back, because it was like I was really beat by that point. That was a 2-mile walk, and it was a 2-mile 6-beer walk.
6 beer and how many shots at
Carnival and Cananita.
It was quite a nice day.
It was quite an adventure, though. I was gonna say that part of the strip, I'm gonna say, is one of my favorite areas. That Encore Palazzo, Encore Wynn, Palazzo, Venetian. I equally love right across the street. Mirage, TI, the mall. I think those are great little runs back and forth. And same with the South. Same with the South End. The
Luxor, Excalibur.
The Luxor, Excalibur, Mandalay Bay, New York, Monte Carlo. That's also a really. Those are just great for locals. It's just a great. Just go out there, park, and walk them. Buy the beers in the sundry store, so you're not paying a fortune, and just have a good time.
Or get your 2-for-1 deals, and you can find.
However you want to do it, but we went on the cheap. I don't think we spent $20.
And we didn't even bring a flask.
Nothing. We just.
That's what a lot of people end up doing, just bringing a flask.
I know, but we just bought it. We just bought them at the liquor stores. So, well, there you have it. That was fun. It was fun. I worked up a sweat just talking about it. Anywho, let's take a quick break. Come back. Do our last call.
Let's do it.
You know, one of the things I like best about the Vegas Video Network are the people. There are no divas here. Everyone is exactly the same off camera as they are on.
Hey guys, what's cocktail of the week this week?
You know what? I'll let you know what it is when it's time for you to know what it is. Why don't you get off the stage and get back in your production hole? Oh my God. You know what? And tell cheap-ass Whitney to get us some decent brand liquor. This hobo off-ramp crap ain't cutting it. God, idiots.
Totally.
So we're back. With this time, it's not a hey bartender. It's not a what's what. It's the last call. And this is where you might find out how not to get knocked out, thrown out, throw up, or thrown in jail in Las Vegas. And this one is going to be a not get thrown in jail in Las Vegas. Because I heard this on the radio. I thought this was wonderful. This is really a tip for locals more than anything. Apparently, it only happens in a couple places. California, Nevada, just a couple little places, but most importantly, it happens in Las Vegas.
I wouldn't say this even for locals. It's just for.
Oh, but where are you going to go if you're not local?
Back to your room. That's true. We wouldn't be renting a car. I'll just shut up.
Let me do this.
Go ahead. Okay.
What it is, AAA is doing is they have a program called Tipsy Toe. Dumb name. Like you don't, and all you got to say is you call AAA and go, I want to do the Tipsy Toe program, which is kind of goofy. They will tow you, they will drive you and tow your car back to your house on certain weekends. Last week, free. Absolutely free. Free of charge, and you don't have to be a AAA member to get it. They'll do it for anybody. They'll do it, they do it on Super Bowl, St. Patrick's Day, Cinco de Mayo, Memorial Day, Independence Day. That's the 4th of July to you and me. Labor Day, Halloween, which is coming up. Labor Day just happened. Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve. For free.
Between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m.
Right. Yeah, you might. Yeah, there's some fine print. I was offering service 6 a.m. to 6 to 6. Tipsy Toe provides a one-way ride for you and your vehicle, no cost for up to 10 miles. So that probably wouldn't work for the Whitneys.
And they will not tow you to another bar.
They'll get him halfway home.
Whitney. Did you hear that? They won't tow you to another bar.
They will not tow you to another bar, and they will.
I live in there.
I'm assuming that's in the fine print. I know that's in the fine print because someone asked them to do that.
I'm
You
sure.
know that's what happened.
Would you
hey,
take me to
over
Cheers?
to Screwballs. You know, like, so, come in for a drink too, man. Come on. So no, and they will drink. They will, if they have room, they will bring your passengers with you. But that's it. They won't. Right. If they have room, so like for 2 people, it's no big deal. And they will not drive your passengers anywhere else, just at wherever the car is going, wherever it says on the driver's license. Free. You don't even have to be a AAA member. I would assume you'd have to tip the guy. Fine, tip him $20, whatever. He's towing you and your car home. That's an amazing deal. You just call, was it AAA help or whatever the AAA number is.
Yeah, AAA help.
Yeah, and that's it. And they'll tow you home.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, we actually but enlisted a DD this weekend. So we were in business.
Enlisted.
Well, we have a sober friend. So we're like, hey, come hang out with us. And then it was like, what a relief! I could just blah. So, but yeah, AAA. That's amazing. I heard it on the radio. I thought this is a great thing. I got to get the word out on that. And it's free. You don't have to be a member. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is long. Starting at 6 p.m. How drunk could you be at 6 p.m.? That's
Depends
true.
on me.
That's true. Football season's coming.
Word.
Oh, well, you know what? Thanksgiving's coming. By 6 p.m. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's all that wild turkey.
Oh, yeah, the wild turkey and domestic turkey.
Yep.
Man, gotcha. Thank you, live studio audience.
Thank you. Thank you, live chat room.
I got kind of I got a wild hair.
Your antennae. Pretty cool.
Yes. If you'd like to get a hold of us, we are pubcrawl@vegasvideonetwork.com. Pubcrawl@vegasvideonetwork.com. On the Twitter, we're Trek Vegas because we Trek Vegas even in our shoes, which is what we did this weekend.
Yes, even in our
And
shoes.
the whole network is Vegas Video Network.
Exciting things happening on the network.
Oh, if you didn't watch the show today, stay tuned. Oh, just watch Living in Las Vegas. You'll catch the whole thing. It's going to be awesome. Also, KSHP, 1400 AM every Saturday afternoon right here in Las Vegas.
Roku.
iTunes. Roku, if you got the little Roku box, pop us in. That's what I do when I'm working out. I'm pumping iron. I have Roku. I'm like Roku. And iTunes,
She
YouTube.
uses the Roku.
I just use that little. I'm like, oh, it's so heavy. There's so much information in here. It's heavy. Remember, Pub Crawl urges you to drink responsibly, like the AAA thing, like the designated driver thing we did, or walk for 2 miles like we did.
That works too.
That works too. And remember, we may leave stuff out, but we do not make stuff up until next week.
Cheers.
Coca Nooner.
Coca Nooner, dude.